Hi everyone, my name is Anna and I'm a graduate scientist from the University of Cambridge. I did my undergraduate degree in biological natural sciences and then I went to pursue my master's and PhD in molecular biology. And now I'm an educational consultant helping people to achieve their full potential at every stage of their education. In this channel, I'm going to be including my study tips that help me along my educational journey, and I'll be including videos on how to revise more effectively, how to manage your time, and how to ace your university applications, including preparation for Oxbridge interviews. So if you like the sound of this content, then please press the subscribe button and let's get into our first video on how to write a successful personal statement. Tip number 1, start early by creating your subject portfolio. Throughout your education, you're going to come across books, lectures, news, and articles that you find particularly interesting and are related to your chosen subject. So it's important to have a system in place to track those. When I used to be in school, I used to have an A3 notebook, and whenever I came across anything that sparked my interest in sciences, I wrote it down in my notebook. I also remember cutting loads of New Scientist and Scientific American articles and sticking them in my subject portfolio. And by the time I started writing my personal statement, I had enough information to include in it. So obviously this is a personal choice and you can decide to go for a notebook or maybe keep track electronically, but I promise it will save time once you start writing your personal statement. And this brings us on to tip number 2. Divide your subject portfolio into broad 3 to 5 categories. So hopefully by this point you have enough of information to include in your personal statement. But so you need to divide it roughly into 3 to 5 categories. And hopefully that should help naturally. So I remember my categories came out as DNA, cancer, and immunology. And I knew that I wanted to base my personal statement on those subjects. And these categories are going to lay the foundation structure for your personal statement. So each paragraph is then going to refer to the category that you selected, and that will form the middle of your personal statement. And then you can go and add the introduction of where you're going to introduce your passion for your chosen subject. And then you're going to also finish your personal statement by having a conclusion at the end where you might include your extracurricular or work experience. And this brings us now to tip number 3. Stick to one concept per paragraph rule. So by this point, you should have a general structure for your personal statement and you should have your chosen categories. But it might be difficult to start writing a personal statement, and I've been there as well, and you suddenly have all these passions and you're supposed to put them on one page. And what really helped me is giving subheadings for my paragraph. Please make sure to not include those in your final draft, but it really can help you stick to your categories. So for example, if I decided to write one paragraph on DNA, I know that if I start writing about anything else that is not really relatable to it, then I know not to include it in my paragraph. And that really helped me not to get sidetracked and just keep to the point. You also might want to consider writing bullet points first per each paragraph and then actually combining the sentences together. So hopefully this will help you and get you out of your writer's block. Okay, let's talk about tip number 4. Don't tell me that you've read a book, but actually agree or disagree with the author. I've read so many personal statements where my students would say, well, I've read this book and that's it. And I'm like, well, great. Many people do read books, but what about it? Firstly, if you do say that you've read a book, make sure you do read it. And then pick a concept that you want to either agree with or even disagree with the author. And this will help your personal statement to stand out compared to others. You could also consider including articles from the original journals and lecturers. But make sure to include the title and the author and the journal if you do that, and obviously read it. Okay, And this brings us to my final tip, number 5. Include your work experience and extracurricular activities, but make sure to relate it to your personal qualities. First of all, please do not worry if you don't manage to get work experience. I didn't have any work experience and I still got into Cambridge and my other universities. And obviously we're living through very difficult times at the moment, so there are going to be naturally less opportunities. But if you have some extracurricular activities to include, then make sure to refer back to your personal qualities and what they have really taught you. So I played chess, and in my personal statement I wrote that I competitively played chess, and that's taught me how to be a team player, and it taught me problem solving skills, which is obviously important in studying sciences. If you can take any of your experiences and tell the reader what they have taught you and relate it back to your chosen subject, then that will again make your personal statement really stand out. And this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please include any other tips in the comments box that might have helped you. Tune for the next videos, and do really enjoy writing your personal statement. It's a one-off opportunity and it's a chance to show off your passions for your chosen subject, to show off you as a person. See you in the next video. Bye bye.